Okay, so I forgot to record the part where I made the little empanadas. I've done 5 so far, so let's see. They're in the oven right now, and I put an egg wash base on them, so now they're baking. Those are the empanadas. I'm waiting for how they're gonna come. Those are the test ones, and I'm gonna make the rice now. So I put the pan on a high, and I put some oil on there, and I'm gonna grab the rice right now. So just hold on 1 second. And if you don't have the chicken bouillon, of course, there's many different ways to make rice. I'm making Spanish rice. So you need a can of tomato sauce, onion. I like to add onion into it. And I'm going to use the chicken broth instead of water. I'm going to use the chicken broth, and that's going to be the flavor. I shouldn't have to add salt or anything because it should have plenty of salt in it as well. So let me go ahead and get the rice.
Yes. Yeah.
Can you go, please? Go.
Oh, wow. Jesus. Oh, it looks worse.
Oh, dear.
And you can wash the rice to get more of the starch out. Some people wash it all the time. Sometimes I forget. Like right now, I'm kind of in a rush. I'm not going to wash it, so I just filled up this little small bowl with some rice. See? And I'm going to pour it. Actually, I'm just going to pour it in there. I'm not going to add onions today. I'm just going to pour it in there. And I'm going to add one more of these. Because we have a lot of family. Probably just going to add half this time. Just half. Just add it in there. Like I said, clean as you go. Clean as you go. So the rice is in there now. You always want to use either a plastic spoon or a wooden spoon on your pan so that you don't, on the ones that have Teflon or the other black coating, so you don't scratch them and so you don't mess them up. If you use a metal spoon, it's going to end up tearing scratching all that stuff off the pan, and then your pans are going to start sticking, and when you're cooking, your food's going to start sticking, and you don't want that. So just going to let that get a little bit toasty. And I'm not going to add garlic because there's plenty of garlic that's already in the broth since I cooked it, since I added garlic to the chicken when it was cooking. So it has plenty of that already.
You got to be kidding. Come on, Marcel, I didn't park in your space. No. But unfortunately, you did park in Mon's space. He's not nearly as neat as I am. All 3 fellas.
Can of tomato sauce. My rice is still simmering. It's still getting a little toasty.
Well, this is none of your business, gentlemen. Shane's out this. We'll go. We check our quarterback. You got jokes? You got jokes? That's your right there. Yeah. I wish you'd be crazy when I put love that son of a bitch. Son? Oh, son of a bitch. Oh, I'm son of a bitch? Son of a bitch? Stop. I can't.
So that's how it works. You see it's starting to get toasty. It's starting to get toasty. Like I said, these videos are for you, Michaela, and for Janella, and for Damien. So y'all will have a virtual cookbook. Okay? That way y'all will learn how to cook. Different things. Whatever I know, I will share my wisdom, pass it on to y'all. And y'all can always add different stuff to it to make it your own recipe. And that's how you start. By just experimenting and keep doing this, you start practicing and you start learning different techniques and different ways that you like to cook it. And as long as you know the basics of how to cook, then you can basically do anything. You know where the blender's at? Blender? Yeah, so we can do this all.
Leadership means nothing if a team doesn't do it. Players spend years together before they become confident.
So you don't want the rice to get too dark. You just want it to get it lightly toasted. So I'm going to go ahead and add the can of tomato sauce. And I do have my chicken broth right next to me. So this is how the rice is looking. Not everyone's toasted, but the majority of it is toasted. And we're going to go ahead and add, like I said, this is a bowl and a half. Bowl and a half of rice. Add in a can of tomato sauce. I'll use it right now. And if Michaela was making this, she would probably add 2 cans of tomato sauce because she loves tomato sauce. We're just going to add 1 can of tomato sauce because that's all we need. Then we just mix it around. I'm going to lower the flame, put it on low for right now. And then once you add the broth in there, you're going to want to cook this on high heat, like for a good part of the way. So let's add the broth. If you don't have chicken broth and you have the cubes, the cumin cubes, or you have the consomme, like this is beef, so we're not going to use one. There's also a chicken one. So if you have this, you can use this, and of course you add water. But if you don't and you boil chicken, the chicken broth is also a very good alternative for your rice, and it tastes super good, and it tastes actually different from using the granulated broth, chicken bouillon. So now I'm going to go ahead and add the water. And usually you want to cover the rice all the way to the top and maybe half of a finger. So you want the rice fully covered with the broth. So we're going to keep adding. Let me go ahead and mix the rice real quick. Let's go ahead and mix that so there's no balls in the rice, no clumps. We want them all to be single. And let's go ahead and add some more broth. You can see it's like barely over the rice, but we want to add more broth. Once I finish adding the enough broth at the moment, I will cover it and I will set it back on high to cook. So you're not going to cover it right away. You're going to let it cook on high right away. And that's about good. That's about enough broth. You can barely, it's like maybe a fingertip over the layer of rice. A little bit more than a fingertip. And I'm going to put this, like I said, back on high. And you let it cook on high till basically almost the water runs out. And then if you need more water still, if you need more of water or broth, then you go ahead and you add some more, and then you cover it with the lid, and then you lower the flame to medium low. So we're gonna let that cook, we're gonna let that boil, and then we'll come back in a bit and we'll see how the rice is proceeding. So right now it is 1:31, and we're gonna see how long it takes to get to that point to where I'm telling you about, to where it's basically all the water has been evaporated, and we're gonna see how the rice looks at that point, and then I'll let you know what to do next, okay?